Imagine being the youngest franchise owner in your company. Well, you're looking at them. That's me. And I say that in the most humble way possible. For those that don't know me, my name is Skylar. I'm a franchise owner for Smoothie King. I currently have 4 locations. And the crazy thing is, I just started during the pandemic. And y'all be sure to stick around all the way to the end of the video because I got something I definitely want to share that I think is very unique about my story that I guarantee no other franchisee can say of any company. So definitely watch the whole video. There's not a day that goes by where someone's not hitting me up on social media, asking for me at my stores, calling my store phones, calling my cell phone, just asking, how do I get on? Put me on. What advice can you give me? And honestly, that's my whole reason to starting this channel. So it's up to y'all to subscribe, share the video, and ask questions. I literally want to make videos, upload them, strictly answering you guys' questions. Don't get into no seminar classes and waste your money. Like, save your money because you're going to have to do a lot of that to get into this business. So just hang tight, be patient with me, and again, just watch the process. I'm going to be showing you guys inside looks at my stores, my operations, and just my day-to-day stuff, even the bad stuff, because I think a lot of people make videos and they only show the good. But I'm going to show you the bad too, because the reality of it is, as being an owner, especially in the food business, it's a lot of BS that can happen on the day-to-day. So I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, all of the above. Whatever your circumstances are, trust me when I say this, you can be a franchise owner too. All it takes is hard work, dedication, and a lot of these gems that I'm going to be dropping. Again, giving the game to you guys. I got so much knowledge and so much game to share. Now let's take a step back for a second. So hold on. Because I didn't just wake up overnight and just be like, I want to be a franchise owner, then franchises here. Nah, it's far from that. We can take it all the way back to high school, man. Before I even graduated, I pretty much already knew that this is what I wanted to do. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a rich parents, rich grandparents. I didn't have any of that. And here's the key thing. I always believed in myself and I always believed in the journey, and nothing or nobody was going to stop me. Did I get turned down a lot? Man, I got turned down so many damn times with just owning a franchise, but I finally made my way through the door. What I did know is I always admired the franchise business. I always knew that I did not want to work a 9-to-5 job. And one thing for sure I always loved seeing is just all the franchisees, cars, and they're always on exotic trips and just living the life. And something as small as, I like the product, I want to eat it every single day. Those were huge motivational things for me. And don't get it twisted, it was a grind. It took a lot out of me, and it was definitely a lot of discipline involved. Remember, once again, stick around all the way to the end because it's going to really trip you guys out. All right, now back to me and my journey. So look, for real, I started from the bottom. I started with nothing. And all it took just to motivate me, I met with a franchise owner from Wingstop years and years ago. And to keep in mind, this is when I didn't have any money. We sat down, we talked. He asked me for my goals, my dreams. He kept it really brief though. He listened to me and kept it very brief and said, I tell you what, get X amount of dollars, then come back and talk to me. Man, the crazy thing about it, he probably doesn't even remember that day. I was just so happy to be shaking a millionaire's hand. Again, I was so young. I was just like, oh, bro, this is crazy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But the crazy thing is I ended up working for him later. He ended up being a total douchebag. But that's another story for another day. In the early stages, I was going on LinkedIn. I think people sleep on that site. Do not sleep on that. Do not sleep on LinkedIn. I was on LinkedIn and I was hitting up franchise owners all day, every day. That's all I did. So I want you guys to do that today. Go on LinkedIn. Go look up the franchise owners for the companies that you want to franchise and just reach out to them and just have a conversation. One thing about me that y'all will realize within time is, man, I'm one of the biggest legal hustlers there is. Can't nobody out hustle me. So, man, I was selling everything. Selling e-commerce, season tickets, anything you can think of, man. I was selling, man. And so I was doing all of that all while keeping a job, which I got fired from one of my jobs doing e-commerce. But that's another story for another day as well. One of the key things and most important things I did was, and a lot of people don't want to do this because they kind of have the mindset of, oh, I want a franchise, but I never want to be in there. I just kind of want the money to make itself. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that you can ever make. One thing I did is I worked inside of the establishments. I started just as a team member and worked my way all the way up to a manager, and I was managing the store. Why is that smart? Why do you guys think that that's smart? You always want to know exactly what the hell you're getting yourself into, because you might think right now, I want to franchise a Domino's, until you work for Domino's. And then you're like, damn, this is not what I want to do. Maybe I wanted to franchise a Chick-fil-A or just whatever it is that you want to franchise. So I highly encourage, work for the company that you want to own, because you will get an inside look at everything that goes on in there. And the best thing about it, you will learn all of the operations and all of the ins and outs of the business. And you really, really want to do that. There's a lot of people that come into the business and they don't know what it is. They don't know anything about it. They think it's going to be easy, and they are in for a rude awakening. I just knew I was going to own a Wingstop. Then I thought it was going to be a Blaze. And then when I finally went with Smoothie King, that's when I was like, this is the one. I went from a general manager to a multi-unit manager, managing all of the stores that I was assigned to. Quite frankly, knew the whole business. So it was a very, very easy transition for me when I finally became a franchise owner. I built relationships and I understood the business. And the key thing is I saved my butt off. I really did save everything while my homies were partying, spending their money, just doing all of these extravagant things. I saved every single dollar, every single penny. I lived like I was making minimum wage. Noodles every day. You know what I mean? I would just do stuff like that just to make sure I'm saving every dollar. And it really does count in the end. Another key thing is finding a mentor while you are doing what you're doing. Because I know that helped me out a lot. And once again, stick around because I got something to drop on y'all. But that was key for me. Finding a mentor, finding somebody that you can talk to when you're feeling down, someone when you don't know the answers to the questions you can ask, and you'll be surprised if that mentor is in that business. They just might look out for you in the end. Around 2020, during the pandemic, in the heart of it, I ended up getting my first franchise. It's out in Fort Worth, Texas. Y'all come check it out, come visit it. And man, it's crazy. I ended up getting COVID right after, but that's just kind of how life goes. Now, here's the biggest takeaway from everything that I've been talking about today. Don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to go for it. No matter what anyone says, go for your dreams. Second off, find you a mentor. Mentors are very important. They can kind of help you get past some of these railroads that you might encounter. And once again, they might can help you out in a bigger way than you know. They might even be getting ready to retire and give you their franchise. Or they might even let you own a little bit of their franchise, like a percentage. I know so many different ways where people have gotten to the business and got going. And once again, that is the whole sole purpose of this channel. So I will be making video after video after video, sharing just different ways you can slide on in. All right, so I've been telling you to stay tuned in the video and stay here so I can tell you guys the most craziest part about all this. The Smoothie King CEO is my personal mentor. Yes, I said it. I'm gonna say it again. The CEO of the company is my personal mentor. So remember how I was saying mentorship is very, very important. So I'm getting all the game all the way from the top. And the crazy thing about it, he's one of the coolest, dopest people I've ever met in my life. He's so kind-hearted. He's so nice. And it's cool because I can talk to him whenever I want to talk to him. If I need to hit him up right now, I can hit him up right now. Whether it's something so small or something so big, we can talk about it. And don't get me wrong, he pushes me because the goal is 25 stores for me. So he's pushing me. Every time we talk, he's like, Skylar, so what's your progress? What you doing? If you guys want to know more about how he became my personal mentor, I'll be more than happy to make a video about it. But for now, I want to make videos for you guys. So start asking questions in the comments. Hit my inbox on IG. So let's get started.